The invitation to stillness. Welcome, dear traveler, to this sanctuary of shadows and light. Before we even begin to walk toward the library, I want you to take a moment to acknowledge the space you are in right now. You are in your bed, a place of safety, a place where the world cannot reach you. Notice how your body feels against the sheets. Perhaps they feel cool at first, but slowly, they are warming up, mirroring the heat of your own skin. Imagine that with every breath you take, your body is becoming slightly more porous, allowing the peaceful energy of the night to flow through you rather than around you. Take a long, slow breath in through your nose, counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel your lungs expanding fully, pushing gently against your ribs. Now, hold that breath for just a moment, enjoying the fullness, the potential. And as you exhale through your mouth, imagine you are releasing a heavy cloak you've been wearing all day. Feel the weight of the fabric sliding off your shoulders, down your arms, and falling away into the darkness. You are becoming lighter. You are becoming softer. Now, bring your attention to your feet. They have carried you through the entire day, but now, their work is done. Visualize a soft amber light, the color of a flickering candle, touching your toes. This light carries a message of deep cellular rest. It moves slowly over your arches, through your heels, and up into your ankles. Every tendon, every bone, every muscle simply lets go. The amber light rises through your calves and knees, melting away any lingering tightness. Your thighs feel heavy, like logs sinking into moss. Your hips settle. Your lower back, which carries so much of your daily stress, finally uncurls and flattens against the mattress. This relaxation continues upward, a warm wave of serenity. It flows into your stomach, slowing down your digestion and your heartbeat. It reaches your chest, making your breathing effortless and rhythmic. It moves down your arms to the very tips of your fingers, which curl naturally into a position of total ease. Finally, feel the wave reach your neck, your jaw, and the tiny muscles around your eyes. Your entire face is smooth and expressionless, like the surface of a still pond at midnight. You are now a vessel of tranquility, ready to step out of your world and into the silent halls of the midnight library. Now that your body is anchored in peace, we begin our mental journey. Imagine you are standing on a cobblestone path in front of a tall, ivy-covered stone wall. It is midnight, and a gentle silver rain is falling. This is not a cold or biting rain. It is a warm, summer mist that feels like 1,000 tiny feathers touching your skin. The sound of the rain is a constant, soothing white noise, a rhythmic shh that tells the world to be quiet. Listen to the rain as it hits the large, waxy leaves of the ivy. Listen to it as it splashes softly into the small puddles between the stones. This sound is a barrier between you and your worries. Every drop of rain that falls is a thought you no longer need to think. Imagine the rain washing over your mind, rinsing away the clutter, the noise, and the static of the day. You are left with a beautiful, clean slate. In front of you is a massive arched door made of dark, ancient oak. It is iron-bound and looks as though it hasn't been opened in centuries. Above the door, a single stone lantern hangs from a chain, swaying almost imperceptibly in the breeze. The amber light from the lantern reflects off the wet stones, creating a path of gold just for you. You reach out your hand and feel the texture of the wood. It is rough, weathered by time, yet it feels strangely welcoming. You find a large, heavy brass key in your pocket. As you slide it into the lock, you hear a satisfying, deep clack. The sound echoes through the quiet night, a signal that you are entering a space where time does not exist. You push the door open. It is heavy, but it moves with a surprising smoothness. As you step inside, the sound of the rain becomes a distant, muffled hum, and you are greeted by the scent of old books, beeswax, and a hint of wood smoke. You have arrived. You are safe. You are in the library of whispers. And here, your only task is to listen and let go. Chapter 1. The Hall of Infinite Echoes. As the oak door closes softly behind you, the transition is complete. The outside world, with its cold rain and distant noises, is now nothing more than a fading memory. The silence of the library wraps around you like a heavy velvet blanket, thick and protective. You are standing in the Hall of Infinite Echoes, a space so vast and majestic that the ceiling is lost in the velvet shadows far above, where the light of the candles cannot reach. The floor beneath your feet is made of polished mahogany, a wood so dark and rich it looks like a pool of still, black water. Running down the center of this endless hall is a thick, ornate rug in shades of deep crimson and midnight gold. As you step onto it, you feel the plush fibers cushion your weight, swallowing the sound of your movement until every step you take is completely silent, as if you were walking on a trail of soft moss in a dream. To your left and your right, the walls are not made of stone or plaster, but of towering shelves that stretch upward into the infinite darkness. They are packed with thousands upon thousands of books, each one a silent guardian of a different world. There are massive leather-bound volumes with gold leaf lettering that glimmers faintly in the candlelight. There are ancient scrolls wrapped in delicate, aged silk. And there are small handwritten journals that look as though they hold the whispered secrets of 1,000 years. You begin to walk slowly, trailing your hand along the edge of the shelves. Feel the texture of the spines as they pass beneath your fingertips. Some are smooth and cool, like polished stone. Others are rough and pebbled, like the bark of an ancient tree. Occasionally, your fingers brush against a cold metal clasp or a silk ribbon, adding a new layer to the tactile symphony of the library. The air in this hall is perfectly still, yet it feels thick with the essence of time. It carries a scent that is both comforting and familiar. The faint, sweet aroma of aging paper and dried vanilla, mixed with the clean, sharp scent of beeswax, and a distant hint of wood smoke from a fireplace you haven't seen yet. As you breathe in this air, imagine you are inhaling the collective wisdom and absolute peace of every story ever told. You don't need to read the titles. You don't need to know the plots. You only need to be in their presence, allowing the weight of all this recorded silence to settle over your spirit. Each book is a life at rest, a dream waiting in the shadows, perfectly content to remain undisturbed. As you move deeper into the hall, you notice that the light comes from thousands of small ivory candles placed in silver sconces along the mahogany shelves. The flames do not flicker. They are steady, calm, and unwavering, casting long, soft shadows that seem to breathe in rhythm with the building itself. The light is warm and amber, the color of sunset caught in a bottle. You stop for a moment before a large grandfather clock made of dark, carved walnut. Its pendulum, a heavy disc of burnished brass, swings back and forth with a slow, hypnotic rhythm. Tick, tock, tick, tock. This clock does not measure minutes or hours as the world outside knows them. It measures the rhythm of your heart, the pace of your breath, and the deepening of your relaxation. With every swing of the pendulum, you feel yourself drifting further away from the concepts of fast or soon. Here, in the heart of the library, there is no urgency. There is only the now, and the now is a place of profound, unshakable serenity. You continue your slow walk, noticing how the atmosphere of the hall seems to vibrate with a low, comforting hum, a frequency of pure rest. To your right, you see a small alcove with a window. Outside, the silver rain continues to fall against the glass, but here, inside the hall, you are warm, dry, and safe. The sound of the rain is a muffled, rhythmic tapping, like a soft heartbeat against the stone walls. It only serves to remind you of how secluded and protected you are in this sanctuary of whispers. You are a guest of the silence, a traveler in the land of dreams, and with every step you take, the world you left behind becomes smaller and more insignificant, until it is nothing more than a speck of dust floating in the amber light of the library. Chapter 2. The Infinite Shelves. Leaving the entrance hall behind, you venture deeper into the heart of the library, where the corridors begin to branch out like the roots of an ancient, silent tree. This is the section known as the Infinite Shelves. As you look up, the wooden structures seem to defy gravity, rising floor after floor, connected by small, elegant spiral staircases made of wrought iron. The shelves are carved from a wood so dark it almost looks like velvet, and they are filled with millions of volumes that have rested here for centuries. There is a profound sense of weight in this room, but it is not a heavy or burdensome weight. It is the comforting, solid weight of history, of stories that have already been lived and are now peacefully asleep. You stop at the base of one of the towering shelves. The air here is even more still, cooler, and carries a stronger scent of beeswax and old leather. You reach out and pull a small, leather-bound book halfway from its resting place. The leather is soft, worn down by the touch of gentle hands long ago. It feels like the skin of a peach, velvety and warm. You don't open it. You simply hold it for a moment, feeling the energy of the words inside. Imagine that every book on these shelves is a small, quiet heartbeat. Together, they create a low-frequency hum of tranquility that resonates through the soles of your feet. You slide the book back into its place, hearing the soft, muffled thud as it fits perfectly against its neighbors. That sound is a period at the end of a long sentence of your day, a signal that it is okay to let go of your own story for a while. As you walk further, you notice that the shelves are not arranged by subject or author, but by the feeling of the books. To your left, there is a section where all the spines are a deep, calming indigo, smelling of midnight air and lavender. To your right, the books are bound in warm shades of forest green and moss, smelling of damp earth and ancient pines. You find yourself drawn to a section where the books are small, delicate, and bound in cream-colored silk. These are the books of quiet thoughts. As you pass them, you feel a wave of gentleness wash over you. It is as if the library itself is whispering to you, telling you that your thoughts too can be quieted, that they can be bound in silk and laid on a shelf to rest until the morning. The lighting in this part of the library is even softer. Small, floating lanterns, similar to the ones in the Great Hall, drift slowly between the shelves. They move with the grace of glowing jellyfish in a dark, silent ocean. Their amber light catches the gold leaf titles on the spines, making them sparkle like distant stars in a clear night sky. You watch one of these lanterns as it drifts past your shoulder. Its warmth is subtle, like a soft breath against your cheek. You follow its slow path with your eyes, feeling your neck and shoulders relax even further. Your gaze becomes soft, unfocused, as you lose yourself in the geometric beauty of the endless rows of books. You come across a rolling wooden ladder attached to one of the taller shelves. You reach out and push it gently along its brass rail. The sound of the wooden wheels moving over the metal is a rhythmic, metallic purr. A sound that is both mechanical and strangely organic. It reminds you of a cat purring in its sleep. You watch the ladder glide away from you until it comes to a slow, graceful stop in the shadows. The library is a place of perfect mechanics, where everything moves with a deliberate, unhurried grace. You realize that you too are part of this rhythm now. Your breathing has slowed to match the swing of the distant pendulum. Your heart has calmed to match the steady glow of the lanterns. You are no longer a person trying to sleep. You are simply another silent volume in this infinite collection, resting in the safety of the dark wood and the amber light, surrounded by a million dreams that are already at peace. Chapter 3. The Hearth of Ancient Embers. As you continue your slow, rhythmic walk through the labyrinth of books, a subtle change in the air begins to draw you forward. The cool, crisp scent of the library's entrance is replaced by a deep, radiating warmth. You turn a corner and find yourself in a secluded alcove known as the Hearth of Ancient Embers. Here, a massive fireplace made of hand-carved river stones occupies an entire wall. There is no roaring blaze here. Instead, the hearth holds a bed of thick, glowing embers that pulse with a soft orange light, like the steady breathing of a sleeping giant. The heat from the hearth is a physical embrace. It touches your face, your hands, and your chest, loosening the final knots of tension that might be lingering in your muscles. You find a large, oversized armchair, positioned just the right distance from the heat. It is upholstered in a thick, worn corduroy the color of roasted chestnuts. As you sink into it, the chair seems to swallow you whole. The high back supporting your head, and the wide armrests cradling your heavy limbs. You feel as though you have been placed inside a warm cocoon, protected from the rain that still whispers against the high stained glass windows of the library. You watch the embers. Occasionally, a small spark travels upward, dancing in the updraft before disappearing into the dark chimney. The sound is a delicate, rhythmic pop and crackle, a sound that has signaled safety and home to humanity for thousands of years. This hearth has been burning for centuries, fueled by the silence of the library itself. As you gaze into the shifting orange landscape of the coals, your eyes begin to feel incredibly heavy. The orange glow seems to blur at the edges, turning the world into a soft, hazy dreamscape. You are so warm. You are so comfortable. You are so perfectly still. The scent here is rich and grounding. Aromatic cedar wood, dried orange peels, and a hint of old, expensive pipe tobacco that speaks of long nights and quiet reflections. It is an aroma that tells your nervous system it is time to shut down, to rest, and to recover. You let your head rest against the soft back of the chair, feeling the vibration of the fire's warmth in your very bones. In this alcove, there is no such thing as a problem. There is no such thing as a clock. There is only the glow of the embers and the feeling of your body becoming one with the chair. You are melting into the furniture, becoming a permanent part of this cozy sanctuary, drifting closer and closer to the edge of a deep, dreamless slumber. Chapter 4. The Rain-Slept Observatory. The warmth of the hearth stays with you like an invisible cloak as you rise, effortlessly, as if gravity has lost its grip, and follow a small spiral staircase upward to the Rain-Slept Observatory. This is a circular room at the very top of one of the library's towers, where the walls are made almost entirely of glass. Outside, the midnight rain has intensified, but it remains a gentle, rhythmic downpour. Thousands of silver droplets race down the glass panes, lit from within by the library's amber glow, creating a liquid tapestry that obscures the world beyond. In the center of this room stands a long, low table, covered in star charts and maps of forgotten lands. But your attention is drawn to the sound. The drumming of the rain against the domed glass ceiling is the most beautiful lullaby you have ever heard. It is a complex, layered sound. The sharp tap of individual drops, the low hum of the wind against the tower, and the steady rush of water flowing through the stone gutters. This is the ultimate white noise, a sound that blankets your mind and drowns out any stray thoughts that might be trying to surface. You lie down on a long, cushioned bench that runs along the curve of the glass wall. You are so close to the rain that you can almost feel the coolness of the glass, yet you are perfectly warm and dry inside your sanctuary. You watch the water move, fascinated by the patterns it makes. It feels as though the rain is washing over your consciousness, cleaning away the dust of the day. rinsing your mind until it is as clear and pure as a mountain stream. The world outside is a blur of gray and indigo, a world that is being cleansed while you rest. The observatory smells of ozone, cold glass, and the faint metallic scent of the rain itself, mixed with the ever-present vanilla of the books below. It is a refreshing contrast to the warmth of the hearth, a breath of clarity that prepares you for the final descent into sleep. You close your eyes and let the sound of the rain become your entire universe. You are no longer in a library. You are no longer in a tower. You are simply a point of awareness floating in a sea of rhythmic falling water. The patter-patter on the glass is a code that your body understands perfectly. It is the signal to let go completely. You are sinking into the cushions, sinking into the sound, and sinking into the dark, welcoming night. Chapter 5. The Gallery of Whispering Ink. Descending from the rain-swept observatory, you find yourself entering a long, narrow gallery where the air feels remarkably still and slightly cooler. This is the Gallery of Whispering Ink. Here, the walls are lined with glass-fronted cases, containing the most delicate manuscripts in the library's collection. These are books written by hand, with ink made from crushed gemstones, soot from sacred fires, and the juice of night-blooming flowers. As you walk past, the amber light of your lantern catches the metallic sheen of the calligraphy, making the words on the pages appear to ripple like the surface of a dark pond. You stop before a case that holds a single, open book. The parchment is thick and creamy, with edges that have been softened by the passage of centuries. Imagine the sound of a quill scratching slowly across this surface, a rhythmic, dry sound that is the very definition of focus and peace. You can almost feel the texture of the ink, slightly raised above the page, holding the energy of the person who sat in silence to create it. In this gallery, you realize that every word was written with intention, with breath, and with time. There was no hurry then, and there is no hurry now. The scent in this hall is distinct. It is the sharp, clean smell of iron gall ink mixed with the faint floral aroma of dried rose petals, used to keep the moths away. It is a scent that clears your mind of any remaining daily clutter. You find a small, cushioned stool made of dark mahogany and sit for a moment. The silence here is deeper than in the other rooms. It is a hushed silence, as if the ink itself is whispering stories that can only be heard by the heart. You close your eyes and let these invisible whispers wash over you. They aren't telling you things you need to do or remember. They are simply reminding you that you are part of a long, beautiful line of dreamers. Your breathing becomes even slower, even deeper, as you harmonize with the ancient rhythm of the gallery. You are becoming as still as the ink on the page, as quiet as the shadows between the books. Chapter 6. The Chamber of Floating Silks. Continuing your journey, you pass through a curtain of heavy indigo velvet into the Chamber of Floating Silks. This room is a marvel of architecture, where the tall bookshelves are separated by long translucent banners of silk that hang from the ceiling to the floor. The banners move almost imperceptibly, stirred by a draft so gentle it feels like a ghostly caress. They are dyed in shades of midnight blue, deep violet, and charcoal gray, creating a layered environment of shifting colors and textures. As you walk through the silks, they brush against your shoulders and arms with a sensation so light it's like being touched by a cloud. The fabric is cool and incredibly smooth, a tactile luxury that makes your body feel even more relaxed and pampered. You find a spot where several silks overlap, creating a small, private cocoon of fabric. You lean against a stack of large leather-bound atlases and let the silks surround you. The world beyond this fabric disappears. You are in a soft, blue world where light is filtered and softened until it is nothing more than a glow. The sound here is unique, a faint shh as the silk banners rub against one another. It is the sound of a secret being shared, the sound of a long, slow exhale. Listen to the rhythm of the fabric. It matches the rhythm of your own lungs. You feel as though you are floating, suspended in this blue space, disconnected from the gravity of your worries. The floor beneath you feels as soft as the silk itself. You are sinking into the layers of fabric, letting them support your weight, letting them hide you from the world. In this chamber, you are invisible, you are safe, and you are profoundly tired in the most beautiful way possible. The indigo light is an invitation to let your eyes close fully, to let your mind drift like the silk in the breeze. Chapter 7. The Clockmaker's Secret Study. At the very end of the silk chamber, a small hidden door leads you into the Clockmaker's secret study. This is the room where the great library's time is kept, but it is not the hurried time of the outside world. This room is filled with hundreds of clocks of all shapes and sizes, sand glasses filled with glowing blue dust, water clocks that drip with a melodic plink, and ancient mechanical orreries that track the slow dance of the planets. The sound in this room is a symphony of peace. Hundreds of pendulums swing in a slow, synchronized dance, creating a massive, resonant heartbeat that vibrates in the air and in the floor. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound is so steady and so ancient that it bypasses your conscious mind and speaks directly to your nervous system. It tells your heart to beat slower. It tells your blood to flow more calmly. It tells your brain that the day is over and the night is infinite. You find a low, reclining sofa covered in a fabric that feels like warm moss. As you lie back, you watch a large hourglass on the table beside you. The blue sand is falling in a thin, silent stream, building a small mountain at the bottom. You realize that you are like that sand, falling slowly, gently, into the depths of the night. There is no way to stop the sand, and you have no desire to. You are content to let the time flow past you, leaving you behind in a state of timelessness. The study smells of polished brass, lemon oil, and the cool metallic scent of gears. It is a clean, orderly smell that brings a sense of perfect balance to your spirit. You watch the slow rotation of a golden model of the moon as it moves around a silver earth. Everything in the universe is moving exactly as it should, without any effort from you. You can let go of the controls now. You can stop navigating. The clocks will keep the rhythm of the world while you disappear into the shadows. The tick-tock becomes a lullaby, a repetitive, hypnotic song that pulls you down, deeper and deeper, into the velvet embrace of the library's heart. Chapter 8. The Hall of Celestial Maps. Leaving the rhythmic ticking of the clocks behind, you glide into the Hall of Celestial Maps. This is a long, curved gallery where the walls are covered in massive, hand-painted charts of the night sky, reaching from the floor to the vaulted ceiling. The maps are made of dark, indigo vellum, and the stars are marked with real silver and tiny embedded pearls that catch the dim light. As you walk through this hall, it feels as though you are walking through the universe itself, suspended between the great constellations of the past and the infinite possibilities of the future. The air here is vast and cool, carrying a scent that reminds you of a crisp winter night. Clear, sharp, and purifying. You stop before a map of the Great Bear, and as you gaze at the silver lines connecting the stars, you feel your own perspective shifting. Your worries, your tasks, and your identity begin to seem as small and distant as a far-off planet. You are not a person with a list of things to do. You are a silent observer of the cosmos, a traveler through the starlit halls of time. The silver light from the maps reflects in your eyes, creating a soft, hazy glow that makes it easy to let your eyelids droop. In the center of the hall, there is a large, circular bed of soft velvet, designed for stargazing. You lie down, looking up at the ceiling where a map of the entire galaxy has been painted in shimmering dust. You feel the absolute stillness of the room. There is no wind here, no noise, only the silent rotation of the spheres. The floor beneath you feels solid and unshakable, providing a sense of grounding that allows your mind to float freely. You are drifting among the stars now, moving slowly past the rings of Saturn and the nebulae of Orion. The silver bells of the library chime in the distance, a sound that is thin and clear like ice, vibrationally aligning your spirit with the harmony of the universe. You are falling upward into the stars, becoming part of the celestial map, weightless and free. Chapter 9. The Garden of Ink and Moonlight. A small arched doorway leads you out of the stone halls and into a hidden courtyard at the very center of the library, the Garden of Ink and Moonlight. This is an open-air sanctuary where the library's most mystical plants grow under the light of the full moon. The trees here have leaves made of dark, iridescent paper that rustles with a sound like 1,000 turning pages. The flowers are deep violets and blacks, opening only at midnight to release a fragrance so thick and sweet it feels like a physical embrace. You walk along a path of crushed white quartz that glows with a ghostly light. The sound of your footsteps is a soft crunch, a rhythmic grounding that brings you back to the present moment. In the center of the garden is a fountain, but instead of water, it flows with a luminous blue-black ink that spills over tiers of carved obsidian. The sound is a heavy, viscous glup-glup, a liquid melody that is much slower and deeper than water. You sit on a stone bench near the fountain and watch the ink flow. It is hypnotic, mesmerizing, and utterly peaceful. The garden is filled with a soft, silver mist that clings to the ground and curls around your ankles. This mist is cool and carries the essence of the night. As you breathe it in, you feel it filling your lungs with a sense of quiet power. You are surrounded by life that doesn't need the sun to thrive, life that finds its beauty in the darkness. You realize that you too are a creature of the night, and that the darkness is not something to fear, but a place to heal and grow. You lean your head back against the cool stone of the bench, watching the moonlight filter through the paper leaves of the trees. The world is a dream, and you are its silent dreamer. Every breath you take is a sentence in a story that has no end, and you are finally ready to let the ink of the night write the rest for you. Chapter 10. The Bed of Forgotten Tales. Finally, you find yourself back in a small private chamber that feels more like home than any place you've ever known. This is the Bed of Forgotten Tales. The room is small, lit only by the dying embers of a small fireplace and the soft glow of a single candle. In the center is a large 4-poster bed made of dark mahogany, draped in heavy curtains of midnight blue brocade. The bed is piled high with quilts made of silk, wool, and velvet, each one representing a story of peace and protection. You climb into the bed, and it is as if the furniture itself was made for you. The mattress is soft yet supportive, perfectly cushioning your hips, your shoulders, and your heavy head. You pull the thick quilts up to your chin, feeling the weight of the fabric pressing down on you with a comforting, protective force. It feels like being tucked in by the universe itself. The scent here is a perfect blend of everything you have experienced tonight. Old books, wood smoke, rain, and moon-blooming flowers. It is the scent of the midnight library, and it is now the scent of your own dreams. You watch the single candle on the bedside table. Its flame is small, a tiny point of gold in the vast darkness. As you watch it, the flame begins to grow smaller and smaller. You don't need to blow it out. It is fading in sync with your own consciousness. The shadows in the room are soft and long, reaching out to cradle you. You hear the distant tick-tock of the library's clocks, the faint shh of the rain on the roof, and the final lingering chime of a silver bell. These sounds are no longer outside of you. They are inside your mind, a lullaby that is pulling you down into the deepest levels of rest. You are sinking into the mattress, sinking into the darkness, and sinking into a sleep so profound that the world of wakefulness seems like a distant, flickering shadow. You are home. You are safe. You are the library. Final reflection. The silence of the last page. Now, as the last candle flickers out and the midnight library is bathed in total healing darkness, take one final breath of this sacred air. The journey is over, but the peace you have found here will remain with you long after the morning sun rises. This library is not a place you leave. It is a place you carry within your heart. Whenever the world becomes too loud or the day too heavy, remember that the heavy oak door is always there, waiting for your key. The embers are always glowing, the rain is always falling in the observatory glass, and the books are always waiting to share their silence with you. You are now in the space between stories, the place where all words end and the great silence begins. There is nothing left to imagine. There is nothing left to hear. Your body is a mountain of stillness, and your mind is a vast, empty hall of light. You are drifting on the final page of a beautiful book, and the ink is fading into the paper. Let yourself go. Let yourself fall into the blackness. The stars are watching, the library is guarding your rest, and the night is your sanctuary. Sleep. 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 The story is finished. The rest is silence. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.